Hey everybody, what's up? So I want to talk a little about the movie Johnny Mnemonic, which was the first cyberpunk movie I ever saw. I was actually originally introduced to it um, beforehand through reading the short story Johnny Mnemonic by William Gibson in his book of short stories called Burning Chrome. In the short story, Johnny actually isn't the main character. It's a woman by the name of Molly Blades. Johnny is basically in trouble because somebody's trying to kill him. And so he has a lot of information on people that kind of gets him in trouble. Um, so, yeah, the movie actually turns him into the focus. William Gibson actually did write a full length novel along the lines of the movie that focused on Johnny. Um, Molly was actually turned into Jane. The reason being, I guess, is that they there was somebody already had the rights to the name Molly Blades, which was her name in the short story, so they had to change it. And in this one, Johnny is basically a data courier who can only hold up to 80 gigabytes worth of memory in his brain. And he gets told, "Yeah, I got a job for you," and he wants to quit. He's lost a lot of memories. He wants to get them back, get the implant in his head taken out. So he goes to the job, and these scientists basically want to have this data taken to a group because there's this disorder called NAS. Basically, it's kind of like overabundant use of technology that society has relied on it so much that people are actually getting sick from electromagnetic radiation. It's kind of a messed up thing because in the movie and in the books, in the short story, there's a group called the Low Techs, which don't rely heavily upon a lot of the technology that's seen in everyday society. And to me, if you almost think about it, um, it's kind of a little bit odd because we really do, in a way, depend on technology way too much in our lives. But so Johnny goes and is on the movie. He goes, he meets these guys, hijinks ensue, and he has to get this information out of his head. Otherwise, he will die or his brain will get fried. Um, if you actually, I don't know if it can be seen or not, he's kind of like wearing this virtual reality um, type visor. People jack into the web, and it's really interesting to see for that time frame because the way Gibson described his version of virtual reality, kind of like web, was really interesting. It wasn't like we think of now. And so he has to go find the people who the data was meant for. And along the way, he is trying to get killed by this guy who runs a pharmaceutical company that basically wants the information because they've been suppressing it. His daughter actually did die from this disorder. And Jane takes him to meet the person who the data was meant for, and they're going to retrieve it from his head. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but it's kind of funny. They actually have a drug addicted, and this is in all the material too. Drug addicted dolphin, and originally was a porpoise. They're well, never mind. We're not going to go into biology, but they're supposed to help him get this information. And Christopher Lambert does star in this movie. You might remember from Highlander. He plays this preacher who is hired to go kill Johnny. It's just weird. Um, I do love it because of the fact, like I said, first cyberpunk movie I ever seen. Great storytelling. Is kind of sad because Johnny doesn't remember his past, and there's this AI that keeps popping up, talking to Johnny and the guy who runs this company. and there's it's kind of tied in a weird way to everything. Um, One thing is, I would really love to see the Japanese version if I could get my hands on it with English subtitles, because they have additional footage in it that kind of is like focused on the guy who runs the pharmaceutical company. Pardon me for not saying the name. Pronunciation and hearing loss is not a good thing. So if I ever, that's not an excuse. I'm just letting you guys know it's the truth. Um, there is some focus on him in a few different scenes. Overall, it's hit and miss with a lot of people. Either you love it or you hate it. Um, Took me a couple of watches. I used to have it on VHS and I upgraded to DVD. And I wish I had my VHS copy, but I don't. I can't get my hands on it anymore. Um, but yeah, overall, it's a great movie in my opinion. If you are looking for something different to watch, I highly recommend it. Even if you don't make it all the way through, do try to check out the original story, Johnny Mnemonic by William Gibson. Um, One thing also is Gibson has several different stories. I'm sorry, book series out there, and you actually do later find out what happened to Johnny, and it's kind of sad. And in a way, I will say this: I like both adaptations. Finding out what happened to Johnny after the short story was kind of shocking, but ultimately, though, you know, there was stuff that had to be changed. I do think, though, the idea of making it seem like people are too dependent on technology, which, like I said, is becoming true for so many people. Um, Gibson's writing is early 80s and that. Really, you can tell by the time frame, and even in this a little bit, the idea of the future. So do check it out if you want to. I do recommend it. If you don't want to, that's cool. But like I said, please, if you can, find the original the book for the movie, or I highly do recommend the short story. That's everybody. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye.